Good morning, students. So today's topic is poverty. Poverty is the inability to fulfill the minimum requirements of life. It is not an accident like slavery and apartheid. It's a man-made and can be removed by actions of human beings. Poverty is the word at its worst when people are deprived of basic everyday things that we take for granted like food, water, shelter, proper drinking facilities and clothing. Poverty includes lack of shelter, lack of food, inability of education, lack of basic infrastructure and transportation facilities, lack of ability to pay off debts, and lack of good health and medical infrastructure. Problem of poverty in India is basically of two types: relative poverty and absolute poverty. Relative poverty is the economic conditions of different regions or countries. When they are compared, it is called relative poverty. And absolute poverty refers to the measures of poverty keeping in view the per capita intake of calories and minimum level of consumption. We study poverty here in India on the basis of poverty line. It is a line which indicates the level of purchasing power required to satisfy the minimum needs of a person. It represents the capacity to satisfy the minimum level of human needs Can you think what are the major causes of poverty? You know, students, the major causes of poverty are low level of national product, low rate of growth, heavy pressure of population, chronic unemployment and underemployment, capital deficiency, lack of able and efficient entrepreneurs, and outdated social institutions. Lack of infrastructure is also a very important cause for the poverty. Now we'll see what are the various measures that can be adopted to remove poverty. In India, they are placed poverty is placed in 4 categories. Number 1, combating poverty through GDP growth. Number 2, combating poverty by improving the distribution of income through fiscal and legalistic measures. Number 3, combating poverty through population control. And number 4, other measures enhancing quality of life of the poor. Some other measures can be taken like development of agriculture, stability in the price level, eradication of unemployment, labor-intensive techniques of production, and opportunities for self-employment. Indian government made several poverty alleviation programs to improve the economic conditions of the people below the poverty line. These poverty alleviation programs include Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, Sampurna Gram Rojgar Yojana SGRY, Prime Minister's Rojgar Yojana PMRY, Swarna Jayanti Shahari Rojgar Yojana SSRY, Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana PMGY, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is famous as NREGA. These poverty alleviation programs contributed towards the development and increasing the standard of living of the poor people, but it has some failures. And what were the causes of the failures of these PAPs, poverty alleviation programs? Were the administration and concerned staff were inefficient and could not work efficiently because of complex procedures involved. The in charge of the program favored the educated, rich and resourceful persons as against the poor, or we can say the identification of rich and poor, poor and more poor is also not possible here in the country. Remote areas and poor households located in the interior of the villages, they were neglected. And the poverty alleviation programs were largely government sponsored programs and lacked participation of the general public. So students, once again we will recall what the poverty is and who are poor. Poverty is the inability to fulfill the minimum requirements of the life. Minimum requirements include food, clothing, housing, education and health facilities. Poor are identified as relative poor and absolute poor. We can see some trends of poverty in India. The major causes of poverty were low level of national product. It means the national product of India is measurably low compared to its size of population. The growth of population is rapid, but the production of goods is less as compared to the needs. Low rate of growth. Rate of growth of economy has been quite low during the 5-year plans in India. Next cause is heavy pressure of population. The population has been rising at a rapid pace. This rise is mainly due to a rapid fall in the death rate. Heavy pressure of population adds to the dependency burden, which implying more poverty. Inflationary spiral is another cause of poverty. Due to low growth of GDP and high growth of population, a country like India face inflationary pressure. Inflationary pressure means continuous increase in the prices of essential commodities. Underemployment and unemployment are also the major cause of poverty. India is a country where there is chronic unemployment and underemployment prevails every time. Poverty is just a reflection of unemployment. Capital deficiency is the another cause of poverty in the country. If there is lack of capital, there will be low level of production capacity. And due to this low level of production capacity, employment generation will be low, which enhance the high level of poverty. The various measures to remove the poverty that we have already discussed are combating poverty through GDP growth. It includes fiscal measures and legislative measures. Fiscal measures include tax receipts of the government, subsidies provided by the government to the poor, capital grants offered to the poor for construction of their houses, and granting self-employment opportunities to the poor. And legislative measures include policies such as price floor and price ceiling and right to education. We have some other measures also to enhance the quality of life of the people. For example, development of agriculture. Agriculture should be enhanced by providing various facilities like irrigation facilities, subsidies on fertilizers and seeds should be given to the farmers. Small farmers should be given financial assistance and landless farmers should be given land. Government should also try to stabilize the price level. It can be stabilized when the production of food grains and other goods of mass consumption is increased, and when goods of mass consumption are distributed to the poor through the fair price shops. The next important measure that government can take to enhance the quality of life of the people is eradication of unemployment. The opportunities of employment in rural areas must be fully explored. Cottage industries and construction activities should be encouraged in the rural areas. Vocationalization of education should be given a high priority to tackle the problem of unemployment. Labor-intensive technique of production should be used so that more and more labor can be employed for the production of goods and services instead of using machineries. There should be provision for minimum needs of the poor. Various opportunities of self-employment should be given to the poor, and effective price public distribution system, PDS system, should be adopted by the government. So students, thank you very much.